Hi there, I'm Tammy, and today I want to share with you something that I love doing so much, which is a walking meditation. Now, walking is something, as you know, that we do if we're fortunate enough every day. We may not be doing it as mindfully, with as much awareness as we can be, like with a lot of things. And one of the purposes of meditation is, of course, to slow down our movements and to become more aware, more mindful of all of our activities, all of the activities of our mind, of our body. And walking meditation is an amazing thing to do in many circumstances. If you just feel like your life has become really hectic and you need to slow down, to take a breather, if you will, practicing this meditation for anywhere from 1 minute to 5, 10 minutes and beyond will be so relaxing and so helpful for you. Another way that you might want to think about doing walking meditation is if you're trying to cultivate a meditation practice and you just find that whether it's your mind that is so restless as you're trying to sit still, or whether your body doesn't necessarily allow you to sit in a comfortable position, you can always turn to walking meditation for so many benefits, basically all the benefits that you can get from meditation, but doing it in a standing and walking position. It's really not a difficult thing to explain or to show, which is wonderful because you can start doing this anytime. But I just wanted to mention how slowing down the body seems like an easy and natural thing to do, but it really isn't always the case. For example, you might want to try this with me. If you try to lift up your leg quickly, it's not so difficult, one or the other. It might be, but it might not be. So one and then the other. But as soon as you try to slow down the movement, you'll find it's a bit of a different story. So you can try this with me and just lift slowly, slowly, slowly. And if at this point you find that you've lost your balance, that is perfectly normal, perfectly natural. What's happening here is that we're taking what is a normal movement that we do mindlessly and easily because we've learned how to do this stuff since birth. We're trying to slow it down. And by doing this, we're isolating different parts of the body specifically. And as soon as we're slowing it down, our balance tends to go off. Because when you do things quickly, you're leaping into your place of stability so quickly that you don't have a chance to do much about it by way of control. But as soon as you start to slow down and control your movement, you'll find it's a bit difficult, but the benefit of it is you start to notice also, which parts of my body do I need to mobilize to make this a balanced position? Do I need to be rooted and strong in my bottom leg? Do I need to keep my pelvis and my whole pelvic girdle, my core tight? Is this where the balance is coming from? And as soon as you start to see where you're losing your balance, you also start to see where you need to find your balance. I have a great teacher who once said that the best way to find your balance is actually to lose your balance. So as you try to do this and you find that you're falling over, you try over and over again, and you'll start to see where the problem is. Is it in your shoulders? Probably not. Is it somewhere in the stability of the leg and of the core, as we said? Yes. So we can start, slowly, lifting slowly, maybe not as high. Can you find your balance here? Now, can you go a little bit further? Sometimes we say there's no point in trying to reach an optimal position if you can't stay comfortably and in a balanced way in the halfway point. Now, these are some of the ideas behind the walking meditation, but you really don't have to think about anything at all, and that's the beauty of meditation, which is we're trying to still the thoughts. We can always analyze and think about things afterwards, but what we want to do with the walking meditation is really just slow down our walk. And if we try to do this at first, we walk normally, and we're used to doing this. We're not really paying attention to where our balance and imbalance might be. But what we want to do for the walking meditation is, first of all, find a nice, comfortable standing position. And I have a video on how to stand, which can teach us this. But basically, you want to feel rooted, grounded from below. all the way up, nice shoulders back, your pelvis tucked in. And what we want to do first is place our hands on our lower belly, where the seat of our core is. Right hand first, left hand on top. And just close your eyes for a moment, if you can, if it's comfortable for you. And just feel where your hand is. Feel that you're touching the center of your body. You're touching the place where your balance comes from, where your sense of well-being emerges from. And just try to feel still. And even try to take a few breaths from the belly so that you feel on the inhale your belly go outwards to meet your hand. And on the exhale, the belly starts to come in towards the back of your body. And let's take a couple of deep breaths. And now you might already find that you feel more still, more focused, more calm and relaxed, which is already just a huge benefit, more than you can even imagine. And now from here, we're going to begin the actual walking meditation, and I'll show you from the side. Now we can keep our hands here, which is a very comfortable place to be, or you could even bring your hands behind, whichever is more comfortable for you. And what we want to do is we want to take our eyes and we want to position them about 5 to 6 feet ahead of you. It's really nice to have a focus. In yoga, this is called a drishti, a point of focus where you can help to steady yourself. And when you feel ready, we'll begin to walk. But as I said, we're going to slow down the movement. So we can begin with the right foot and just slowly lift your right foot up and then down. And then the left foot up and down. Up and down. And this is the foundation of the walking meditation. Now, you might already find as you practice, and you can do this with me now, of course, is you may start to lose your balance as soon as you lift up your foot, and that's perfectly normal. All you need to do is try again, basically. So bring your foot back from where it's fallen and just try to come down. And if it's still a little too much, you can I wouldn't go faster, but you can make the movement smaller, a smaller step, so that you're coming off less from the ground and you can have a little more stability. Now, as we do this, you'll find over time that it does get easier. But as I mentioned, you're going to notice, oh, I'm losing balance probably somewhere from this area. Can I very gently keep this area a little bit tighter, squeeze in a little bit, even just with your intention in the upper thigh, in the quads, in the pelvis, to keep balanced. And another thing you can do to help you as you go along is, as you're walking, you can think to yourself in your mind, right foot rising, right foot falling, left foot rising, left foot falling. And this gives you a little bit of an aid. You're directing your focus a little bit with the walk. And the last thing I wanted to point out about this meditation is you can also, and you should ideally, be following the breath. So in yoga, we always say that the movement should follow the breath. The breath is the guide of the movement, because your breath, as you breathe in, taking in the universe, as you breathe out, releasing and letting go, you're creating so much space in your body as you breathe that our movements are not going to be stable unless they're following your breath. So it really helps if you can bring your movement in alignment with your breath, so that you're inhaling and exhaling down. Wait until you're fully exhaled, so you're following the breath, As you inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. And as you continue to do this more and more, you'll start to realize, how am I feeling? What sensations am I feeling in the body as I'm walking? What is the feeling on of the heel of my foot as I touch the ground? The balls of my foot, my toes as I reach the ground. How does my leg feel as it's moving up and down? How do my hips feel? Do they feel steady? Are my shoulders tight? Do I need to loosen maybe my shoulders as I'm walking? No need to have any shoulder tension whatsoever as we're walking. All your bones are stacked. You're in a good posture, a nice position. Now let your bones and your muscles work for you as you focus exclusively on the movement of raising one leg up and lowering it, raising the next foot up and lowering it. And you see, I just lost my balance there as I look towards you and not towards my focus, which brings up a really good point, actually. Another thing you might find if you're walking, across a long stretch, or if you don't have a large space, but walking across a smaller space, slowly turning around, coming back, you might find you're in the zone and you're really focused, and suddenly you'll lose your balance, and your walking is fine. And then you might realize, oh my goodness, my mind has totally wandered away. Now, this happens in meditation all the time. Our mind is basically designed to keep moving and keep moving. It's our job to try to control that and to still it. So just becoming aware that you've lost your train of thought, that you're thinking about lunch, or that you're thinking about what you need to do tomorrow, that's a really good sign. You've become aware of one of the habits of the mind. And as soon as that happens, just bring your mind back into your body and continue once again with the meditation. And you'll find over time, as you go on, and you can do this for a few minutes, as I said, or longer, you will start to feel so relaxed, so in tune with how your body's feeling, so in tune with how your mind is feeling, how your emotions are doing today. And it's really all about today. You might have one walking meditation session where you're super focused, another one where you're losing your balance, you can't keep your mind on it, you're going faster than you intended to. And this is all great stuff because everything changes moment to moment. And as long as you can stay focused and aware of how you're doing in every given moment, you are really achieving one of your purposes, which is to be in this world with as much awareness for the beauty of everything that's around us and inside of us all the time. So thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you really enjoy your walking meditation practice. Namaste.